Hello everyone, welcome back to Virtual Lab Infra once again in my Windows Server training series. Today's session we are going to learn one of the most important concepts in Active Directory, which is organizational units, also known as OU. In this session, we'll understand what's OU, why it is used in real world environments, and then we will design a proper OU structure step by step. Along with that, we will also perform a hands-on lab where we will create this structure inside Active Directory users and computers. By the end of the session, you will be able to design and implement OU structure like a real system administrator. So first of all, let's understand what is OU. What is OU or a organizational unit? So OU stands for, as we discussed, organizational unit. It is a container inside Active Directory that helps us organize users, computer and other objects in logical way. So why OU is important? So in real environment, we don't keep all users and computer in one place. Instead, we organize them based on location, departments or functions. So the key users like organizational objects applying group policy, delegation, administrative control. It helps us to consolidate and keep the things, objects separated so that it will be easy to identify or apply certain policies according to the OUs as per requirement. So default containers are by default Active Directory has users and computer objects, but these are not organizational unit. So to keep it in mind, these are just the containers. These are not the organizational unit. Whenever we create a domain controller and install AGDLP roles, by default these containers will be present and they will be having a default or built-in groups and security groups and objects along with users, computers and domain controller containers. So let's understand what we are trying to achieve here. So by default in Active Directory we have the built-in groups and users and other objects. We will create or design the subdomains or organizational unit called India. Under India we will be creating offices. Under office OU we will create a cities like Bangalore, Mumbai. It's all up to you. Whatever city or whatever organization unit name you want to give, you can give. So under city I am going to use admin users where we will keep administrative accounts or privileged accounts, and then users. Under users we will create HR accounts, IT, finance accounts. Groups we will be creating for security groups and distribution groups. Similarly for city Mumbai, again we will create admin users, then users. Under users we'll create a different department like HR, IT, finance, and then for groups for security and distribution groups, and then computers and servers. So computer we will not create computers, instead we will create a servers where we will transfer all the servers or member servers that we join to the domain. That is how we can design the Active Directory or OU. Let's jump into the lab demo, and understand how we can create this OUs in Active Directory. In the previous session, we had installed the AGDLP roles in Server Manager. I'll just quickly show you what we have done so far. So we had installed the AGDLP role from Manage, Add Roles and Features. We installed AGDLP role. With that we had got Active Directory. We have installed DHCP server role, and we have configured DHCP roles and scopes. DNS by default it is installed. Now after installing this ADDS role, our Active Directory users and computers is created where we are going to design our OU. So by default, your domain name and the built-in grooves, or you can say containers, are available. Now we are going to create OU. To create OU, you simply click on right click on domain, go to new, click on organizational unit. So as per our diagram, let's quickly check once again. We are going to create India as an OU, the top level OU. Inside that we are going to create offices and then cities. Then under cities we'll create sub OUs. So let's jump into the OU object, create a OU called India. Also guys, if you notice here, there is a checkbox protect container from accidental deletion. This is nothing but once you create a OU or object, if you try to delete it won't delete unless you come here and uncheck this box. So this is something in organization or real time environment, we keep it as check the protect container from accidental deletion so that somebody won't be able to delete accidentally. So let's click on OK. Now this from now onwards we will use India is the top level OU. Inside this we will be creating all the sub OUs. So create inside the sub OU, click on India, right click on India, click again new organization unit. Now we will create a cities, which is offices. Under offices again right click on it, organizational unit. This time you are going to give Bangalore. Similarly, under office, so it depends where you are going to create the sub OU. If you create, if you right click on Bangalore and create organizational unit, sorry, click on organizational unit, your sub OU will create under Bangalore, but now you want another city under office. So right click on office. This is very simple guys. As you can see, it's just the folder creation, kind of folder creation. Mumbai. Now, if you see, we have created offices, Bangalore and Mumbai. Under Bangalore, we'll create admin. Then users, under users, we'll create three more sub OUs where we will define department wise user or employee details. So let's go back. Under Bangalore, we'll create again sub OU. Click on organization unit. Now we'll give admin users. Again, we'll click on Bangalore users. Under users, we will create HR, IT and finance. So now for Bangalore, we have created admin users where we will be keeping admin accounts, and those accounts we will use as a high privilege account so that for that accounts will give a more privileged, or you can say admin rights. Similarly for Mumbai, you can create similarly like new organizational unit, admin users, users. So similarly, IT, finance you can create. So this is just the OU has been created. Now to create admin users, HR users, let's create few users and security groups. Also under Bangalore office, we can create a security group tab. That is where we will create all the security groups. Let's create a OU called group. Under groups, we will create security group, security group. So anyway, we are not going to use distribution group. Just for understanding, I'm creating it. So basically, distribution groups are used for email communication related. So let's quickly create few users account. So let's say under Azure you will create user. So uh, you can create by the right. Let's create first admin user. So right click on admin users tab, click on new. Here is a option called user. Here you have to give a username, display name. For HR, let's say Bob. Bob. Username is Bob. Or for understanding, let's do one thing. Let's say user HR. Here we'll give HR1. You can use anything, Ravi, Vikas, Manoj, anything. Bob, Robot, anything, like it's up to you. Click on next. User cannot change the password. Password never expire. Let's do one thing. Cancel it. So we are creating admin user. So right click on admin user, click on new, and click on user account to create user account. For admin user, let's create AD admin user, admin user. Here we'll give admin user one, admin user one. Password never expire and password cannot change. Similarly, for IT, let's create IT account. I'm not going to create all the accounts because same way you can create. So I just wanted to show you. Similarly, for IT user, let's create IT user one. IT user one. If you can see, it says user login name is IT user one at virtuallabinfra.com. Whether you can log in any computer with this account using the complete IT user one at virtuallabinfra.com. We'll create one security group. To create a security group, you can right click on it again, new, sorry, new, and group. Also, you can click on this double the person icon. You can create directly security group here. Similarly, for user account also, you can create directly here and create user account. So let's create a security group by clicking on new group. Now there are, in the group scope, you can see uh, there are 5 types of scopes are there. Let's understand what are those. So domain local group. So used to assign a permission to resources within the same domain. At that moment, we have to select domain local. If it is a security type group you are creating for a local domain, you can click domain. But the widely used can contain, always select global and security to create a security group. To creating a distribution group, you should select distribution. So distribution groups are used for email related purposes, but we will use security. Similarly, if you want to use the security group for outside, for external communication, or signing any application which is hosted in externally, you can use universal. The mostly widely used, always global security. So keep that in mind. You select global and security. Group scope should be global and group type should be security. Security group name will be sec hyphen. You can give anything. Let's create sec group for server admin. So by the way, I have given this name for using my admin account. So multiple admin can. So we'll discuss this later more about it. So security group you can map to particular objects so that multiple people can use that resources, adding their accounts. So we will use the security group and add multiple admin accounts and make this resource useful for any kind of resources like applications. If you are hosting any application, you can assign this security group so that all the account that is assigned to this security group can access it with help of the security group. So let's create sec server admin. This security group I'm creating for server related uh, task, where I will use this security group and adding our admin accounts. So similarly, you can create n number of security groups as per your requirement. Like if you want a security group for server related works, you can create server admin and add admin account so that you will be able to identify. Okay, so this security group is for server related task, and only admin accounts should be part of it. Similarly, you can create a distribution group as well by clicking on new group, and you will select this time distribution, and we'll say hyphen mailbox. Click OK. So here you can provide a email ID for your distribution group. We have created one account, IT user one. HR, we have not created any. Security group we have created. Okay. So this is how the OU structure, guys. You can create n number of things. Let's create one more thing here. Under city, we'll create one service account. Let's understand how to create service account and what is the use of service account. Click on new again. So service accounts are created under user, and this is also like a user account, but service accounts are mostly used for, let's say, a service desk. There is a service desk team with 5 members, and You can use the service account for all the people and using the help of credentials. Provide them the service account credential. They can utilize the service account for accessing all the people, any resources, maybe accessing any application or accessing any server. So as per requirement, you can use the service account among the service desk team or any team. So example, if I talk about example where service accounts are used, mostly service accounts are used on backup software, SQL server service, where server of somebody is trying to run certain scheduled task. They can use a service account so that the service account will be utilized for that particular job running on the server. Service account you can give like SBC, SBC, SBC user 01 01. Similarly, you can set the password. Now you will make a note of this password and provide to the service desk owner or service desk lead, so so that this service account can be used by their complete team for any kind of activity, maybe application services. If they are giving if they have any third party of application, they can use this service account. So this is how the service account is being used in organization. So for any kind of services used by a normal account is not safe actually. That is where, because the password expires and can break services, and there will be a security risk as well and no control on tracking. Let's say if you're running a batch job. Let's say if you're running a batch job, like let's say let's open the task scheduler. Just for an example, I'm showing you. So basically, system admin or IT people, basically they use this task scheduler for widely lot of, like if you want to create some alerts. Let's say if you have a lot of domain controllers, let's say 10 to 15 domain controllers, and you want all their application details or your server health, all this kind of alerts you want to generate and send it to your email ID. For that you can use this task schedule using service account. So what happens actually, so I'm not going to create any, I'm just showing you like how to use it. So let's say simply uh, server health. Let's say you want to use this uh, task to be run every day, and trigger you can set up particular date and time so that your task will run, and it will it will send an email to particular email ID. Here you have to give from which email ID it should to go, like source information and the destination, what is the subject, ID health check report or something like that, and then you can attach the script. So basically here you have to create a PowerShell script or any batch file, and then you have to use the service account. So okay, I don't have it actually. So next step, you have to give the service account details. With that service account, your task will be running every day, and it will trigger the alerts to the provided email ID. So that is where, if you use your normal account or any other account instead service account, if the password get expired, your service will get break. Your service will get broken, and you will not able to reach get the alerts. That is where, instead of using normal account, we are using service account. Now, since we had created one of the computer or client PC, we'll test it. logging with one of our account and see how it works. So far, I have not added anything. Let's do one thing. So we have created admin users. So this account we want highest privilege. So what we will do? So highest privilege. In our previous session, we have discussed what are those domains built-in groups. If your account or security group is part of that, you will have the complete kind of powerful or privileged power of that account. So let's say domain admin. This is a powerful security group, guys. Powerful built-in group, which is with which is used or by which you can make any kind of changes. Even you can delete any kind of objects. Apply. Okay. So now onwards we will use this admin user one as a high privileged account, and will whenever there is a high privileged things are required, we will use this. So now let's log in one of our computer or client PC with this account. Since let's understand one more thing here. So guys, as you can see, this is our domain which is reflecting. Whenever you want to log in any of the domain, whether you can use the domain name virtual lab infra slash. If your domain name is not coming here, you have to use like this, and you have to give a user account. So in our case, it is admin user one and the password. So looks like our account, user account is completely authenticated from our domain server. It has verified that account credentials match and which is available in our Active Directory database. That is where we are able to log in this computer. Since this computer is domain joined to our domain controller, so we are able to log in with our account. So in today's session, we have covered organizational unit structure, group scope, and survey account in Active Directory. We designed a real-world OU structure. We understood how to organize, how to organize users, computer, and groups efficiently, and also explored how service account helps run applications securely. So always design OU structure based on the location and functions. Use group scope properly. Never assign a permission directly to users. Instead, assign the security group and add the user accounts. What it means, instead of giving any kind of resource access to users, you always use a security group method. Let's say for providing share folder access to any of the user, instead of going to the particular folder, just for example, we'll discuss DFS, distribution file system, later on our upcoming sessions. So simply I'm just giving you an example. Let's say this is our share folder. If you want to give access to any of the user, instead of adding the user directly here, we should always use a security group here. That is a secure way to prevent your actually resources. So in the next session we will discuss a DNS. We'll see how DNS works, what is DNS, and also we'll discuss about uh, DNS domain controller. Creating another domain controller, we'll see how that application works. If one domain controller fails or uh, goes down, how the second domain controller take over all the responsibility, your authentication, your Carbros. So everything we'll discuss in the next session. So for now, thanks for watching. We learn. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're able to follow me and understand something like more than what you have learned so far, and I believe that we will cover more things on the later and end of this series. You will be not only the intermediate, you will be more than intermediator actually. So we are going to discuss more on power cell automation. We'll also discuss troubleshooting past after completing our applications and domain controllers. Then group policy we'll discuss. All the Windows server related tasks we will discuss and troubleshooting steps. So stay tuned, guys. Like my channel and subscribe to this channel. Share with your colleagues and friends so that they will also uh, get to know how exactly the organization or the company design their Windows Server architecture. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.